Yes, good morning, class. I am audible.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes, it's audible.
Great.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rahul. Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So, can anyone tell me what we have studied in the last class? The takeaway that you have learned? Anyone? Only in points. I don't need explanation. Yes. I just want to know whether you remember the keywords or not. Just
आइडेंटिफाई सर आपने
yes.
कहा था यूनिट 2 कराया था सीईओ सर इंडिविजुअल सर्च चैलेंजेस कराए सर आपने टेक्निकल गैप्स
Uh-huh.
एग्जिस्टिंग बिटवीन थ्योरी एंड प्रैक्टिकल के साथ
Mm-hmm. We talked about the ledger. We talk about the distributed ledger, right? We talk about that how that this digital currency will take over the coming market, right? And how each every human being will be using making or making use of this technology, right? For exchange of money, they will definitely this technology will definitely overcome the existing that thing which we have available, right? So we talked about uh, basics of cryptocurrency, and in this particular, I have told you that in blockchain we have a number of blocks which are uh, uh, which are tied together. That's why it is called chain, and that could be done with the help of some information, right? Like we are having in C language, we are having a pointer which is pointing to some address of another variable. In the same manner, we having over here, we having an SHA 255. I have told you that this technique, that is basically a unique uh, it will produce a unique address, right? And just like your fingerprints, right? So as your fingerprint is a unique, so similarly over here we have this address. This is an SHA address. So whatever the information we will give as an input, it will produce some kind of an SHA, right? So it will be act as a identifier of each and individual block, right? So that address is basically acting as a identifier for each individual block available in our network. Now what is the benefit? The benefit is that we can uniquely identify it, and we can easily search that thing. If we have that address, we can search it, we can get the information, what are the information which is available in that block. This could not be possible in case of if we are going for manual or a book record ledger, right? So over here also one more thing I have explained you, that the output of a block will act as an input of another block. In this manner, the chain will continue, right? So this we have studied in the previous class. Over here we are going to check what is a Bitcoin network, what is mining. So mining is something like validating the blocks, performing some kind of calculation in order to validate the blocks. So if you validate the block, what will happen? You will get some percentage of Bitcoin or a network for which you are mining particularly. But in this case, in unit 1, it was they are discussing about Bitcoin mining. So definitely that will be the topic that we'll be going to discuss. It will once when you are participating as a miner, then you will be awarded with some of the coins. So mining is basically forming or validating the blocks with the and performing the calculation very heavy calculations are there. So that consumes some time. Otherwise, you cannot able to calculate all that things, right? Minimum 10 to 20 minutes it required, right? So and you are validating each and every block that required very high computation power also. Otherwise, you cannot able to work for this network. So your PC, your system should be very highly equipped, right? And then you can validate it. So for that we are having this consensus protocol, which is talking about that we having a common agreement, right? So investor, miners, all these things, they are basically forming the chain of blocks, and they are coming with this common agreement. So we have different types of consensus protocol, such as proof of work, right? I will discuss this thing in the next slide. Or we have proof of stake also. So these come under proof of burn. That is also one of the consensus protocol. And now, like for example, Bitcoin is basically using proof of work, right? That is that involve a strong mathematical calculation, right? And and because of that, it required more computation power and all, right? But on the other hand, like Ethereum, it moves towards to proof of stake, right? So which is working on some common agreement uh, between the investors, right? Who are participating in that profile. So they it required less computation as compared to Bitcoin. In Ethereum, we require less computation as compared to Bitcoin. We will definitely going to talk about that thing in the later stage when it will come appear in our lecture chapter wise. So, and the last is peer-to-peer networking, which means basically that humans which are involving in this networking, right, who are participating this, they having a common interest, so they can able to communicate or to exchange their currencies, right, directly without involving any third party now, right? So that is because of decentralized trust. That is only because of that we have designed this consensus protocol to attain this trust. So we are having this scale of interest, which shows that Google is basically this diagram is from Google source, which basically reveal that people are very much interested in the blockchain, right? And over few months, you can see that this graph is going to elevate more, right? There's a linear graph, and it will reach to maximum. Various benefit of this technology, as you can see, it is a decentralized trust. So definitely, when we are saying the distributed system, it will remind us about the fact of cost saving, right? So there will be a transparency, as records are available online, as blocks are easily available online. So no one can hide their information, as information is available in the blocks, right? So it says that it is more transparent. If you have an SHA of that block, you can easily search it from the valid websites, uh, through where we can simply type that SHA and we can have all the information about that cryptocurrency, right? So definitely it is having an efficient method in which we can easily have this ledger record available online, right? And maintaining this record for for uh, for future reference also, right? However, there are various challenges too, and that are on an area of active research. We will talk about how to maintain parallelly, how to maintain transparency and privacy, right, at the same time. So definitely this will be a challenge for us, right? So in the next unit, what we will going to discuss about some of the research challenges, like I have told you that in a consensus environment, we are having a common goal, and even we need to accomplish this common goal in a distributed system, Right? So we are going to see what is a distributed system, which is a computing paradigm where more than two nodes can communicate, right, or coordinate with each other, right? Now the word coordinate basically tell us that they are agreeing on some of the protocols, right? If it is not able to achieve, then their common goal cannot be achieved, right? So in that manner, we are talking about one theorem, if you remember, that CAP theorem is there, which says that all these things could not be available at the same time for any distributed system, right? Then we are having the problem of that is proof of stake, proof of burn, right? That need to be, these all are the algorithms basically, which is basically used for designing a altcoin or bitcoins, right? So the people who are mining, they are performing all that calculation, mathematical calculation, heavy mathematical calculations, right, to solving or validating the blocks. Those are the miners, right? Since we are moving the concept of centralized banking to a distributed, right, with the help of this distributed trust. So, and mining is difficult because it required very high computation. So your normal machine could not able to perform, right? If you want to do, then it will not be so effective. You will not earn so much, right? Or even it will hang your system, right? So you can try it, but I will not suggest you to make use of your house or your normal PCs as for mining the coins or altcoins for this thing, right? So these are the consensus algorithm, and consensus algorithm is a process, basically is a kind of a method in which we want to achieve an agreement on something, right? Like in centralized, there are some person who is responsible uh, for approving that thing, that okay, this is correct, right? But now we are saying that we don't need that centralized method. We are putting it into a distributed manner, right? So how we can able to do that to validate that thing, right? So we are having this consensus algorithm, which is a process in computer science used to achieve agreement on a single data value, which is among the distributed process or a system, right? And category of consensus algorithms are proof of work, proof of stake, proof of burn. All these things are there. Where on the right hand side, you can see I have taken this image from the block breaks, where you can see it is easily explained that there will be a proof of work, which is related to some kind of expensive mathematical calculations. So this thing is in Bitcoin, right? Please remember, this thing is in Bitcoin. This is proof of work, where your system, your node, your computer is being used for calculating some kind of computer problems to solve that SHA and all, right? So over here, if you will get a reward is given to the first miner who solve each and block problem, right? So one block is solved, then you will given another block in that sequence, and if you keep on doing that, then you will be rewarded with some of the Bitcoin, right? Like if you want, I can show you. I have tried this thing also, so just hold on. I hope you can see the screen. Yes. This class. So you can also download this software where this is a Bitcoin core. You can see over here. This is the software. I will share the link with you. Since it is a heavy software, it requires some time to start. So you can download this Bitcoin Core. Yeah, please note it down with the version, and once the things will up, you will see that the features it is providing you. Yeah, it will take some time to get started. Since it is in. Okay, let's continue. When it will get start, I will come back to that point. So next, what we are saying that now since it consume more power, right? It consume more gas for this. So people they are who are working on this scenario, they thought that that we need something else for this kind of all these thing concepts. So like Ethereum, they shifted to this one now, right? That is proof of stake, where there will be peoples who will have a common agreement, right? They will have a common agreement, and according to that they will be awarded, right? So over here we minimized the calculations like there was in proof of work, right? We will talk this thing in the chapter, no worry. So note it down over here. The proof of stake is a method by which a cryptocurrency blockchain network aims to achieve consensus, that is distributed consensus, and where the proof of stake asks user to prove ownership of the certain amount of currency. Means what they are holding, means their stake in the currency, right? So they are basically participating in this proof of stake with the help of distributed consensus. You can see over here. This is the important point. Whereas in case of proof of work, we required some kind of calculations, severe mathematical calculations. So you need to solve this thing, and that's why this is nowadays is a very hot topic, that why Bitcoin is need to be level 2, right? This is a level 1, which says that it consume more gas and required more power consumption. So there is a conflict, right? There is a contention between the people. Some are saying that this coin is better, this coin. So that race is always there, right? And definitely we will see that thing. So a piece of data that requires significant computation to find. So in Bitcoin, miners must find a numeric solution to SHA-256 algorithm that meet a network wide target, and this is very difficult thing, right? For example, 10 to 20 minutes is required to solve a single block, right? And once you solve, then you have to solve more blocks in this manner, right? Chain of blocks are there. So you can see to solve only 3 blocks, it required more than 30 to 40 minutes for a miner, which required a high computation power, right? So that is that we will going to discuss in unit 2. What is proof of stake, what is proof of work, what is distributed consensus, right? And what is peer-to-peer network, that will be there in that. What do you mean by mining concepts, and how miners will get benefited for that, right? Similarly, if we move further, there is a unit 3 which will talk about the concepts, right? Which have some general problems. Like you can see over here, we having the chain where we having nodes, and few nodes, if they have some kind of arbitrary behavior, right? So that's why they are talking about Byzantine node. This node is known as Byzantine node, which is basically not behaving properly, right? In a distributed system, we may face this problem. This is a problem of distributed system, please remember, right? So, and since we have distributed trust, since we have resources are distributed, so what is needed? They need to coordinate with each other in a proper manner. If coordination is not proper, then there will be a problem that is known as this one, that is known as Byzantine node. This node which is misbehaving or showing some kind of arbitrary behavior, then we will going to learn this Byzantine general problems. Byzantine, we are having this algorithms. We will compare it with the synchronous or asynchronous system. Then again the consensus in a Bitcoin network. So this will be the part of unit 3 we're going to discuss, right? So moving to the last unit, last unit, which says that we need some kind of Hyperledger fabric and Ethereum platform to implement the blockchain application, right? So definitely we're going to talk about the architecture, right? We will talk about the chain code of Ethereum, where Ethereum network, these are the distributed application, right? DApp, which is used for purchasing and all other activities. I will show you practically how we can make use of this DApp and DAO, right? And finally, in the end, we will talk about some of the case study of blockchain, right? So first of all, that blockchain, these questions come in our mind, that what is blockchain, and okay, how then we are going to do that thing, and why it is needed, right? So talking about blockchain is a system of recording information. Information means, like as I told you, in a block we have especially 3 types of information which have a its own fingerprint. We say it SHA hash, right? Which allow us to identify this block uniquely, right? Then the address of the previous block, right? So there will be an address of the previous block also, right? And some piece of information about the coins that you are going to or you have purchased. All that information will be there. So 2 things will be there: its own identity, previous block address, so that it can able to form a link between the blocks, and some of the information of the that is required, that quantity, how much you have purchased, how many bitcoins you have purchased, and all that stuff will be there. That is the information inside that thing that we need to carry out in this ledger, right? So this is a kind of distributed ledger where there are number of blocks connected with the this chain that is uh, setting the address of the previous block, right? So what this thing will help us by doing this thing? What will happen? Now see carefully. Now, as I know that with this address, some with this information that I have inserted in this block, I have generated some SHA, a unique address. This unique address will basically help us to identify this block for future reference, right? So now if someone is trying to change some kind of information inside this block, what will happen? If this information is again changed, right, then what will happen? Then this unique code will no more same. This unique code will also get changed. The code which is generated after tampering and the code which is generated when this block was generated, right, will not be same. Now that is the beauty of this thing. Now what this will basically help us to identify that something, some fishy is there, some thing is wrong, right? Now if this code is not matching, then obviously the next block which is connected with this block will get invalid. And with this, the entire chain will get invalid, right? So it is very difficult to do this thing. So if anyone want to do that, then he has to use lots of computers along with all that information, and they have to generate this special code after tampering this information, and then they have to generate SHA for the next block also, through which they are connected, right? You just imagine that this thing could not be possible actually, right? So that's why it is written that that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. So that is the plus point of using this technology, that is blockchain. And I hope you understood why we need them, right? Why we need this thing, right? So a blockchain is essentially a digital ledger of transactions, right? So the all that purchase, sell, the buy you have done, right? All that information, it could be anything, but in context of Bitcoin, in context of cryptocurrency, we are talking about the coins information, quantity, right? All those information will be there. So over here you can see that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer system on the blockchain, right? So transparency, which basically talk about transparency, which talks about availability of information anytime, anywhere, any place, right? So you can easily make use of the valid websites where you can get the information about that thing, right? Okay. What are the various benefit of this technology, which we have already discussed, that it is cost saving, transparency, efficiency is there, decentralized trust, right? I just want you to watch this video. This is a small video for you people. It will definitely make you understand it more easily now after watching this, right? So the things which have after this, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. This class voice is audible to you?
No, sir.
Now it is audible.
No, sir. No, no.
Yes, just want to tell you about that. Bitcoin is basically it is in many places it is said that Satoshi Nakamoto is a person who is a creator developer of this Bitcoin, but till now not a single individual has basically come forward with this, right? So these are the basically group of peoples who basically taken this name as a Satoshi Nakamoto, and they published a paper also in this. So I will definitely share that paper with you. See, this is what I have told you. So there are three types of information inside a block. One is the hash of the previous block, which basically form the chain, right? You can see over here, these are the blocks. So in which there is, it holds some data, right? So it holds some data and it holds its own information, its own hash, right? So there is a hash also. And finally, there is a hash of the previous block. So it will be, but since this is a first block, right? So it is a special type of block which does not hold the data of previous block, right? So over here, this block will hold the data of this, right? And similarly in this pattern, like this way, right?
Hello. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes. So that is all about
Hello.
the blockchain, right? So you can see over here in this image, what we have is there are this four process, right? The first one is you can see a data request begins the process, right? So once that is done, the nodes automatically validate the request. That is the second phase, that is verification, right? Once that is done, then the block is added. That is block addition. That third phase is a verified block is added to the chain. So once this first three steps is completed, then we will continue with the new block. And again, we will continue with this. So one after another, there will be a block which is going to be added, and that will form a chain which we called as a distributed digital ledger, right? Which contain
Hello.
all those information, right? Okay, so this thing we have discussed already, that is in ancient period, how that coins are they get evolved, right? And from barter system to that gold, then from paper money, then there will be plastic money, and then finally we reach to the digital currency, that is the Bitcoin. In the current scenario, we are making use of, like you can see over here, right? So this is the ecosystem that get evolved, right, from the barter system to the cryptocurrency, right?